Hi everyone! Welcome back to our channel, Vickers Couple. Today is, we have new work still. We have new work
To follow up from our last, well, not our last video because that was the Lego one, the one we did the other day. People have been, some of our the comments that we've gotten, things like that, about retirement and things like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, because we're not living in the Philippines, we can't do what everybody else is doing, which is like a budget video and that kind of thing. Obviously it wouldn't be realistic for us to do a video like that because we're not living there. So, but because some of the people are from the UK, of this channel watching it from the UK, so we thought we'd give them the idea of what it would be like if you did retire from the UK and go to the Philippines, to give you an idea of how much things cost and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and the cost there and the price of the food.
Yeah.
So, and there is a comment before last our video that he said, or he said that don't forget the money for the settlement of the divorce. In the Philippines, there is no divorce, only annulment. But we've been married in the Philippines, we don't want to have a divorce or annulment. Because if you have an annulment, it's a long process. So you have to have an evidence with a lots of paperwork. So,
and then it might still not get agreed. So some certain judges in the Philippines that you could go 5 years, and if that judge doesn't believe in annulment, then he still won't agree. You could have evidence that, I've been cheating or she's been cheating or God knows what. And if he doesn't agree with it, if he's one of the more religious people, he will just say no. So you still won't get an annulment, and you'll spend a lot of money.
No, because what for? You've been married, so you are married. You are choosing to be married. So what for you've been married? That's why there is the end of the vows that for better or for worse, till death do us part. So, so that's the truth.
You've got that off your chest now, have you?
That's the truth, till death do us part. So if you have a problem, you have to talk. Don't go to bed, go to sleep if you are not talking and solve the problem. That's our advice. There is no divorce in the Philippines, sorry. We don't want the annulment.
Okay, now you're happy now you got that off your chest?
Okay.
Can you get back to the video now?
Answer turn, sir. Okay.
Right, as I was saying, we wanted to give, because we don't know whether people know anything about what it's like in the Philippines or anything like that, so we thought we'd give people an idea of what it's like. I mean, we did say in one of our other videos that Emmy used to live in a small 2-bedroom apartment, which was 5,000 pesos, which is roughly 75 pounds a month. So out there you can get anything ranging from that up until, basically, whatever you can think of. If you could, rent in a 5-bedroom 4-bath house with a pool, or in a condo or gated community, literally, if you won the lottery type house, but then still, if you compared that house from here and that house from there, it would still cost you a lot less. I mean, I've done some research for this video, so I've got some notes here, so if you see me looking down, that's why, because I've got notes. But I've kind of taken it, because obviously with accommodation and houses, it's all location. So depending on where it is, it could be, in the city, or it could be on the outskirts of the city, or it could be right back by the beach. Everything's going to change, the price and the area, it could be Manila, it could be Cebu, could be wherever. There's 7,000 or over 7,000 islands, so the prices of Manila could be totally different to Cebu or Bohol or any other places. So you can't say
Davao.
Or Davao, whatever.
Davao, because we're going there.
I was just giving examples.
That's soon. Later.
Anyway, so basically you can go low end from anything from 5,000 pesos, which is, like I say, 70 to 75 pounds, or go as far as you could get, like I say, a huge house with all the amenities and all that kind of thing for anything up to £560. So that's 40,000 pesos. So anything from 5,000 pesos to 40,000 pesos, you could get that per month. But I mean,
Yes.
£560, £560, you couldn't rent a terraced house in the UK for that, or if it was, you know, it depends where it is, obviously. But houses now, you can get £1,100 just for a small house. Anyway, then again, it's location.
Yeah.
So at least if you got a house for that sort of price, you're paying what you would pay in the UK, but you would have 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, like I say, a pool in a nice area, sun shining 95% of the time, and in an amazing location. So prices of houses and things like that go from anything, you know, from anything to anything really.
And also in the Philippines, there's so many beaches there. So Philippines is a tropical country, so there is many beaches if you want to go. So only that, especially in Davao City, only that you can ride in a taxi, so you can go there. If you want a beach or a pool, it's nice there.
Also, the Philippines are starting to bring up places all over the place where there's a swimming pool with a place to get a drink, a place to get food, just in the middle of nowhere. And just for a few pesos, you can swim, you can cool down and sunbathe, do whatever you want to do. Have a great day with the kids if you've got kids, or have a great day with your partner, or even on your own, whatever you want to do.
Because here in the UK, I'm sorry, that's why we will retire in the Philippines someday, because I'm thinking that I cannot live here if I am older, become older. I cannot live long here because it's too cold for me in the UK. So that's why we're going back to the Philippines.
It could be in the middle of summer here and she's still got a coat on.
Yeah, so that's why, because I think the Filipino skin is different the Filipino skin in the UK. So that's why. I'm sorry, I'm always cold here.
Yeah, always cold.
Yeah.
Right, so I've covered rentals. Now I did a bit of research into buying a house if you want to buy a house. There again, I just looked on an estate agent in the Philippines, and an average low price house was 1.5 million pesos, which works out at £21,000. And I just randomly picked a big house, which was a 5 bedroom, 4 bathroom house. That's why I've been saying about 5 bedroom, 4 bathroom. And that was £296,000 to buy. So obviously there again. No, that was in that's
pounds.
In pesos, it was something
Million?
like 8.5 million, something like that. I can't remember. I'd have to work it backwards to thing. I put everything in pounds because obviously it's British people who do it in pounds. So to buy an actual 5 bedroom, 4 bathroom house, it was £296,000. So £300,000. What would that buy you here? That would buy you probably, I don't know, 3 bedroomed house in a, I don't know, average area.
Yeah.
You know, not a 5 bedroom, 4 bathroom house with, you know, all the sort of, you know, pool and that kind of thing, or in a gated community or that kind of thing.
And we went to big backyard and front yard.
Yeah.
Because I love gardening. I like planting flowers, vegetables, but in the vegetables, it's a selection that I will eat because my husband, he doesn't like to eat vegetables.
I've got to maintain.
He's a choosy.
I've got to maintain this. Vegetables doesn't, you know, you can't get this from vegetables.
Tommy. Yeah, so just like that. So I can only eat. I like to eat the talong aubergine. The sitaw means long beans in the Philippines. Squash, kalabasa in Tagalog, the mongo, and carrots. So that's it.
That's all you've eaten so far here, yeah.
You know, so I only choose the one that's vegetables that I like to eat. So that's it. And I like to eat fish. He don't like to eat fish.
Yeah, but Filipinos eat fish with fish, don't they?
Especially the head.
Oh,
The
yeah.
ball's eye.
Last night she had fish with a head and she's like, oh, I'm just like,
Yeah, it's masarap. Masarap means yummy.
right. So go from houses to utilities. So basically anything with the electricity, it depends if you've got aircon and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Depends if you're going to run lots of different things, 65-inch TV, have music going all the time or whatever it is. So that's basically how long's a piece of string, but that's going to be a minimum of 1,000 pesos, which is around £15, to a maximum of, well, if you have aircon and that kind of thing, you're looking at possibly up to 8,000 pesos, which is £110.
If you are in the province, so you don't want to have an aircon. You want only an electric fan.
I mean, when I went to her
Because there
apartment,
is a nice, the wind there in the province is nice.
when I stayed in the Philippines in her apartment, we had 3 electric fans, and basically they just cooled the place down. It was pretty good,
Yeah.
And you leave the door open or leave the window open or like that. And
Because there is a
breeze
wind
comes
also.
through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the breeze.
So we never used aircon like that. Although we did stay in a hotel and that had aircon, and I used that because it was like a hotter area, because it was just a small, like a hotel room with other rooms around, and it was quite warm. So we put the aircon on, but you were freezing, weren't you? You kept having to go under the covers because you were cold. But anyway, so even that's £110. 8,000 pesos is £110. Now, we've only got a small house here, but we're paying anything up to almost £200 a month electric for a small place here, and there's no aircon, no fans going, there's just... So that's electricity. So now there's water. Now the water you can get from, so basically tap water. A lot of the regions you can't drink the water. So basically you pay, which is about 300 pesos, which is just like a standing charge to be able to get water, but you're just going to use that for, washing and that kind of thing. You're not going to use it to drink. So that's like £4 a month for your water. But some places you can pay as much as £20, but that you should be able to drink.
But in Davao City, you can drink in the faucet at the top.
Yeah.
The water there in Davao City, because the water in Davao City is clean. Why? So you can drink the water. No need to buy a mineral water in a gallon. What do you call it, Mela?
That's a 5 gallon. They call it, basically what you do is if you want drinking
Gallon.
water in some of these places, you buy like a 5 gallon
5 liters gallon.
5 gallon bottle. And it's just a big blue bottle with a tap at the bottom, and it's 25 pesos for every bottle or barrel, whatever
And then
you call
the
it.
blue one, and there is a faucet.
Yeah,
like
little
that.
tap at the bottom.
But in Davao City, no need to buy mineral water.
So if you want to drink water other than Davao, you buy those, which is 25 pesos each, which is just pence basically, and you get 5 gallons of water in that you can drink. Wi-Fi, so low end could be about £17, which would be, what was it, 1,700 pesos you were paying?
Yeah, just like it's a big the amount of the internet
as well. So like I said, the research I've done on the low end is about £17, on the high end is about £25, but the £25 is like the fibre optic type internet, that kind of thing.
But you can get an internet with your cable and internet, so it's all in one. You can pay monthly.
So you get a package where you can watch TV with different channels and you get your Wi-Fi. So
so the biggest is 2,000 or the 1,700 pesos, like that. 1,000 or 1,500 pesos up, so you can get the internet with a cable in your TV.
So like I say, low end about 17, high end about £25.
Yeah.
I've also researched, just in case you want to go out there, and some places are difficult to get around. You've got like trikes and jeepneys and that kind of thing. So if you want to go out there and buy a car, I've just done basic research, as in a lot of places there they've got Toyota. So a lot of the garages or places to buy cars are Toyota. So if you
I like Toyota.
Yeah, she likes Toyota. If you wanted to buy a brand new Toyota car, and the easiest way to do this is just to do the engine sizes. So say, obviously in England you've got all the different makes of cars and all the different models, like a Igo or whatever it is for like a 1 litre Toyota. But they've got different makes out of there because they get them from Japan and that kind of thing. So they've all got different names. But so that's what I say. A 1 litre Toyota is the brand new one from the what do you call them? From the dealers. £9,700 approximately. So you're looking at around 10,000. I mean, obviously, if you can negotiate a little bit off or some other deals or whatever like that, but around 10,000 for a brand new 1 litre car. If you were going to get a 1.5 litre car, that's around £17,000. And if you want to get a 2.4 litre engine car, it's around £28,000. So in pesos, that's nearly 700,000, 1.2 million, and 2 million. And if you wanted to buy a scooter, because a lot of people use scooters to get around.
No, I don't like scooter.
I know you don't like scooter.
Maybe if we older.
Yeah.
What do you call that? Like a bike?
You mean like a bicycle?
Yeah, like a motorcycle
scooter. Or do you mean an e-bike or a scooter?
E-bike, scooter. Yeah.
No, there's two different things. An e-bike is like an electric bicycle, or a scooter is
like
just
a motorcycle.
Yeah, like a little motorcycle.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. So anyway, if you wanted to buy a brand new, like a 125 Honda scooter, it's around £1,100, so £1,100 to buy a brand new 125. If you're going to buy a brand new 160 cc engine Honda, it will be around 2,400. Obviously, there again, depending on the make, the model, you know, what everything it's got, whether it's got, you know, you're going to get a deal with a crash helmet or whatever it is. If you can negotiate, then these are just rough estimates of around, let's say, 2,400. The prices of like petrol and diesel out there, they have this thing where the petrol stations, you've got like a grading system. You've got certain garages that get like a lower grade diesel and petrol, or a higher grade diesel and petrol. Some are cheaper, some are things. So I've just done a rough estimate in between all of them. So diesel is around 85 pence a litre and petrol is 90 pence a litre. So it's less than what we're paying here.
Yeah.
And then to groceries. Now you've got a choice of groceries. Obviously there's the supermarket, and then there's the local market. Now if you're going to go to the local market, it's best to send your Filipino partner if you've got one. If you're single, then you know. But if you go to the local market, then you will pay the local price, rather than if you turn it with a foreigner, or if you're a foreigner on your own, then instead of it being, you know, 100 pesos, it could be 200 pesos for that, or whatever like that. Whereas
you have to make a friends there in the local market, so that they will, if you buy them, and then you will haggle.
Yeah, haggle.
If you haggle, so they will let you haggle like that. So if you have to buy there, to go to the market, you can haggle because they are your friends.
Yeah. When you obviously, if you go somewhere regularly, then they're gonna, you know, be friends with you and then knock bits off. Like that. But they tend to be, if a foreigner goes, the prices are going to be higher. I mean, it's still not huge amounts, you know, they're only going to be, you know, instead of it being 100 pesos, 200 pesos, or 200 pesos is nearly 70 pence. Excuse me. But if you go to the supermarkets, basically the supermarket, the price of food there is more or less the same as here. It's one thing that is the same. So the price of the supermarket here is roughly the same there.
Yes. Like
so,
like an SM,
yeah.
Robinson.
Yeah.
It's a big supermarket or store.
I mean, you will find it where, like in the supermarket here.
In 7-Eleven also there is expensive. It's mahal.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes we can go and buy there in the market, wet market.
If you go to the supermarket and you kind of, if you go here and you go down an aisle of say cereal, you're going to get like 40 different types of cereal. But if you go to the Philippines, some of the supermarkets, you might find the shelves are all full, but there's only maybe 10 choices of cereal, but they're just repeated all the way down, you know what I mean? But anyway, just to give you an idea of what prices are, you can't really get like fresh milk there in a bottle like we do here. You might be lucky in one or two places, but most of them are just in the carton like you would get UHT milk, but it's just cartoned milk, isn't it? So I've given some prices of just some basic things to give you an idea. So if you get a carton of milk, it's $1.54 for a carton of milk.
Yeah.
And a box of cornflakes, just a basic box of cornflakes, is £2.80. A loaf of bread is $1.34. And a dozen eggs is £1.55. Now, like I say, if you went to the market, not the supermarket, then like your eggs and fruit and things like that would be cheaper. Or also if you wanted to get meat or fish or whatever like that, if you went to what they call the dirty market, then you would get fish and meat and that kind of thing. If you wanted to get chicken and that would all be cheaper than the supermarket. But obviously in the supermarket, it's like we're used to in the UK. It's all wrapped in plastic and neat and tidy and that kind of thing. So in the market, it wouldn't be as all neat and tidy like that. That's why they call it the dirty market. But the food and that doesn't necessarily mean it's dirty. It's just a case of that's what they call it.
Okay.
So, like I say, if you send your partner to the market, then you'll get a cheaper price. Now,
what if?
If you're single, then obviously, if you're single, then chances are you probably go to the supermarket anyway.
What if I'm not feeling well and I want to buy like my food that I will like to eat? So how, my love?
Well, then I'll have to go and pay more, won't I? And also something else to give you an idea of what comparisons are. If you went to, say, a McDonald's and got a £1/4 a meal, here, what is it, £5, £5.20, something like that for a medium.
In the Philippines,
in the Philippines, it's £3.60, so it's slightly cheaper. If you went for a burger Whopper meal, they're £3.60, so it's similar price for a Burger King Whopper meal is £3.60. KFC 2-piece dinner is £3.50. And if you go to Pizza Hut, they have these deals usually where you get 3 pizzas plus a spag bol and a pasta carbonara.
Lasagna.
It's like, we had a few of us there, didn't we? So you get 3 pizzas, pasta carbonara and a spag bol. For, what was it now?
That's a deal.
Yeah,
Family
so it was 999 pesos, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically you can have enough food for 3 or 4 people and it's £15. But they do various deals where you can have 3 of the smaller pizzas, they're like a 9-inch for 499 pesos, which would be about £7. So you get 3 of those, but they're the smaller individual pizzas. But they've got various offers and that kind of thing. Also, if you go to Domino's Pizza, you get 10-inch pizza for £4.50. And if you go to Starbucks, you can get a coffee for £1.90. So it just kind of gives you an idea of the comparisons of what things cost from the UK to the Philippines. What I'm saying is, if you were like, say, if you're about to come up to retirement in the UK, or you are at retirement age in the UK, and especially if you're single, then you've got the option, you can retire out there, and that is an idea of what things cost over there. I mean, obviously, you can still get your pension out there, you can transfer your money over to there, you can still get your pension out there, so you can survive, you've got money coming in every month, and then, you know, you can buy a house, buy a car, buy a scooter, you know, whatever you want to do.
I can save my money if I have a 20,000 a month. I can save that more. The 20,000 is enough for me.
Well, she used to survive. She used to get paid 12,000 pesos a month.
Yeah.
But then when I worked it out, she'd never thought about it before. I worked it out that she was paying 4,000 a month on getting to and from work. because she has to get 2 trikes, 2 jeepneys, and 2 buses, wasn't it? So that was like there and back.
Yeah, back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth.
Yeah.
So by the time you added it all up, by the end of the month, it was like 4,000 pesos she was paying towards getting backwards and forwards to work. So out of her 12,000, she earned 8,000 left. Then she had 5,000 rent, so that's 3,000 left. So she was basically living with her bills and everything on 3,000 pesos.
Yeah, but
so she survived on 45
I
pounds a month.
survived.
Yeah, she survived on 45 pounds a month. That was it, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
So,
our life.
I mean, obviously Filipinos are used to that kind of thing. I mean, some of the Filipinos, they only earn 2,000 pesos a month, which is 30 pounds, or roughly 30 pounds.
Yeah.
And they live in a boarding house, or they, you know, they have a job where they live in, so they've got no cost of living and that kind of thing. If they're a nanny or a cleaner or a maid or whatever it is, they might get some little room in the house that the foreigner is paying for them to stay, or even a richer Filipino. And then they only get a small wage that's going to pay their bills, you know, and they pay for their phone.
That's our intriguing life.
Yeah, I mean, these are things.
Filipino and
Basically,
British.
I'm trying to educate other people from the UK. Because what I didn't know when I first looked into, you know, finding somebody from the Philippines. So then, I mean, like if I was older and single, then, you know, I would just move out there.
Yeah, if you're a single or a divorce, we are not talking here the divorce money or a divorce. So you can choose where you want to live, either Philippines because it's a tropical country, and if you are getting older, you don't like always wearing a coat like that. If you live longer.
I mean, when I was out there, we'd be driving around in a car. I would have my arm on the window, just trying to catch a bit of sun. And she said, pulling my arm in, trying to get it out of the sun, said, "Oh, you'll get sunburned." And I'm like, "I'm trying to get sunburned. You know, I'm trying to get warm."
White people like sunburn because your skin is still red, your skin, than the Filipinos using umbrellas always.
Yeah,
Because
it
we
looks
don't
very
want
strange.
a darker skin, our skin like that.
Yeah, they use umbrellas if it's sunny and the hottest time of the day, so they're always in shade when they walk around.
Yeah.
And yet when it's raining, they either use an umbrella or they don't even bother, because the rain comes down so hard and so fast, they're already soaked anyway, so they'll just walk through the street just wet. Yeah.
In the Philippines, we use umbrella.
Right.
So that's it for now. So if you like our video, so please subscribe our channel and please comment below. Your comment is our inspiration. So don't forget to subscribe. Thank you everyone. Thanks for watching Vickers Couple.
Bye.
Bye.